Hey, my YouTube friends. Today we are going to be canning potatoes. I have happened upon some bags of potatoes, so we're going to can red potatoes. All right, let's go. All right, so here is my 10-pound bag of fresh red potatoes. The first thing we're going to do is peel them, and I will not bore you with watching me peel all 10 pounds, but I will show you how I do it. And here we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Or should we say easy peasy potato peely? Alright. Anyway, so we're just going to peel these couple potatoes and then we're going to move on. I don't know if I'm peeling them the right way. Some people say you're supposed to peel it away from you, but this is how I find it easiest to do. You know me, with knives and sharp objects, I do it absolutely the backwards way, but that's okay. I'm just going to peel them. I'm going to throw them in my bucket of water and move on. Quick question for some of you guys. What do you do with your potato peels? I know you're not supposed to, well, they say you're not supposed to give the peels or the potatoes to the chicken. So I give mine to my cows. But leave me a comment below and let me know what y'all do with your potato peels. Okay guys, that's enough of this. So we will be back whenever I get all these potatoes peeled and we get ready to cut them up. Okay, we have our potatoes peeled and I have them in a 5-gallon bucket. I'm going to wash my hands and give the peels to the cows and we will be right back to cut them up. Okay, now I'm just going to start peeling these potatoes. Just going to quarter them. Cut them in half again. So they'll be like an 8. These are small red potatoes. Some of them I can just quarter. And the bigger ones I might cut them in 8s like I did the first one. Just throw them right back in this bucket. I'll take them inside when we get done and wash them off. Okay guys, don't yell at me about my knife handling skills. I get yelled at enough by my husband. One day I'll learn how to handle a knife. Maybe. We'll get all these done. I'll be back with you to show you how we're going to put them in the cans and pressure can them. Okay, we have all of our potatoes peeled and diced. We have our jars clean, sterile. Our lids are clean and sterile. We're going to fill up our jars and then we will add our salt. Let's see. I don't know exactly how many potatoes it's going to take to fill these up. I've got 6 jars. We had 10 pounds of potatoes. So we will see. Push them down tightly in there. Want to make sure we leave a 1-inch headspace, and I will show you that after I get all of the jars filled. Friends, if you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing, and if you hit the little notification bell when it appears, YouTube should notify you every time I upload a new video. Also, down in the comments below, leave me a comment and let me know if you have tried to can potatoes, and if so, how do you use them? I really enjoy the feedback from my viewers, and I also like new recipes. So share, share, share. Okay, I'm going to get the rest of these jarred up, and then we will be back. Okay, so we ended up with 7 jars for the 10-pound bag of potatoes. And these are quart-sized jars. with my family, that's how I like to do it. I want to make sure we've got enough for dinner. And I only ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little pieces of potatoes left over. So that's pretty good. Now I'm going to add my canning salt. I just have the Morton's canning and pickling salt. You want to always use a canning salt versus a table salt whenever you're canning, because the table salt has some fillers in there and it tends to make your jars cloudy. So what we're going to do, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt to each one of these jars. I'm just using regular tap water. We're using the raw can method, so I don't need to have hot water. Everything is going to come up to temperature together. And make sure we get it to a 1-inch headspace. Let me get my pitcher so I can add this water to the rest of these jars. All right, so all the jars are filled with water. I'm going to take my debubbler and just mash around a little bit. Make sure we get all the air bubbles out of here. And we'll pack it back down. One of the reasons that we make sure we debubble is to make sure that our lids seal properly. And to make sure that the liquid fully covers the food so you can avoid spoilage. Now we're just going to pack everything back down. Let's see if I can show you on this one. See how the water level is right here on this bottom ring? That's about your 1-inch headspace. And that's where you want to make sure everything is at. I'm going to take my clean rag, dip it in a little bit of vinegar, and wipe the rings. You want to make sure your lids or your ring is the top of your jar. I'll get it out in a minute. Make sure it's completely clean. You don't want any salt or anything on it, because your jars won't seal if there's anything on there. And then you've wasted all your time canning this, because they're not going to be any good. Our lids have been sanitized. Let me check this one. I think it's a little too full. And when you apply your rings, you just want to make sure you apply them finger tight. You don't want them too tight. You want them to be able to release some of the pressure. I'm going to put the rest of these rings on, and we will be back. Okay, I have the jars in my canner. I'm going to turn it on to medium-high and put the lid on. Okay, I have added my lid. We are going to wait until everything heats up. It will start to vent. I will come back and show you when it starts venting, and we will let it do that for 10 minutes before we add our pressure gauge and, not our pressure gauge, yes, our pressure gauge. And we'll be back. We'll be back. Okay, we now have steam, and once we have a steady stream of steam, making sure you can see that. Once we have a steady stream of steam for 10 minutes, I will put on the pressure regulator and we will start the timer. Okay, we have been steaming, and I'm going to put on the pressure regulator. whenever it comes up to pressure. Per the Presto Canner book, my pressure needs to be at 11 pounds of pressure. Once that comes up, we will set the timer for 40 minutes. Our pressure is up and we are going to set our timer for 40 minutes. When it is done, we will be back. Our timer is fixing to go off. We are going to turn the stove off and we will be back in a couple hours when it cools down. So the pressure gauge says 0. The pressure relief valve is down. I am assuming it is good to take this off. We will take the lid off and I will show you the final product. I like to put my jars in a box and with a towel in it, and that way when the jars come out, they're really hot, and that way it won't be shocked, you know, when it touches the cold stove or the cold counter or whatever. I think, to me, it helps. I don't know if it does or not. But we'll see if I can do this with one hand. Let me flip my thing around. And here we go. They're still bubbling. Still boiling inside. You can see that. Oh yeah. I like to take my potatoes after they're canned and kind of do like a roasted potato with them. I'll put them in the oven and season them with some garlic salt and seasoned salt and a little bit of butter, and let them cook on like 375 for about 45 minutes, and they are so good. I know I said earlier, but guys, comment, leave me a comment and let me know what y'all do with your potatoes, or even if you can potatoes. And our last one. They look pretty now, but after they sit for a little bit, oh, they're popping. I love to hear that sound. After they sit for a little bit, a lot of your starches is gonna, you know, kind of seep to the top, and they're not going to be so pretty anymore. Kind of like your meats do. Well, here, actually, I have one right here that's been... Here's one of my jars that I canned in August. This is October 17th, I think. And that's one of the jars that I canned in August. It looks really pretty, but then when the starches come out, it doesn't look so pretty to look at. But they are still amazing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, remember to like, comment, subscribe. You're also more than welcome to share this video. If you have a family member or a friend you think that would like this, click that share button and share it away. Have a good day. We'll see you next time. Okay, friends, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. The only thing left that we have to do is tomorrow morning, whenever everything is cooled, we'll wash the jars really good with soapy water and label the tops. Remember to take your rings off. You never want to store them with the rings on in case there's a faulty seal. So with that being said, enjoy, and we will see you next time.